one of the peculiar things about this is that it has a habit, if you turn it this way, it turns things. Well, when you're scanning in a document, and you're scanning in both in portrait and landscape, the landscape one, no matter how you look at it, you gotta look at it from the side.
Really?
Yeah, because as soon as you turn it, it flips it back the other way. So if it's a document like that, or presentation, it's made separately, that's not a non-problem. Those are just a few little things that we're gonna have to work out. We might even want to, for the first meeting, when we go live with this, that we still have a paper copy for everybody, just to be on the safe side.
I think it's gonna be a welcome change. I really do appreciate it.
And it will be for my desk and my dining room table and.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll be a lot easier to destroy documents that you don't want to keep too.
It'll also be helpful in terms of as a request was made for budget guidelines and things like that, that we can periodically push those things up electronically versus photocopying them, putting them in your mail file and having you wait to get them. We can do it right away after the next meeting.
Right, and you could send stuff out in the middle of the week.
Correspondence, where right now you request copies of it, we'll just scan all the correspondence, put it in a folder, you can look at it at your leisure.
And, the handout that you usually get in the evening, and Greg sent it to me, was it this morning or yesterday, I don't remember.
Today?
Today, so I had a chance to look at it, when I had some spare time, rather than come in a few minutes before the meeting, review it, so there's some advantage to that too, getting it a little early.
And as far as the, you got the iPads, but as far as the technology and being able to send it to us, is the monthly fee involved with that?
No.
First of all, he can email it because the packets, these PDFs are gonna be small anyway. But I had suggested we use a technology called Dropbox, which, for the amount of data we're gonna be sending, isn't gonna cost anything.
It's free.
We'll send out guidelines to everyone so that in advance of the first meeting, everyone has an understanding of what options are out there. Thank you.
We're gonna continue with the color coding,
We are,
because I think that's very helpful.
we are.
I don't know if you stated, I know it's in your report, but these were all purchased through a state grant program, correct?
There were no municipal funds used to purchase this equipment, all through a grant. Yeah,
Very nice.
we're excited,
Yeah.
so long as we can find a way to have them. I see you've got a little improvisation in terms of how you've got that on your,
Yeah, well, I have this light here that I really want to be sitting right about here, and I'd be
Yeah.
okay. So, nothing that you can't deal with.
yep, that's it, thank you.
Okay, old and new business, Mr.
I just have
O'Leary.
a question in relation to the secondary school building committee and the project. It's my understanding that the state's put out requests for proposals. Are you aware of that, Carl, Sean? As far as,
Yes, the interviews are tomorrow night for I believe, the 3 finalists for the owner's project manager. That's what you're speaking of?
Yeah, and
Yep.
then this is for a joint middle high school?
No.
The only reason-
We must be clear that the state is driving this bus,
Right.
and they have told us that the project we have is a high school project.
And the only reason
Through-
I ask is I was at a conference all week where I bumped into someone who was under the impression, or specifically said to me, oh, your town is doing something, looking for a proposal for a project manager for a middle high school. I said, gee, that wasn't my understanding.
No.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it may evolve into a joint project. I think that's the hopes and the wishes of the majority of the committee.
Right.
However,
Is that part of the scope? As far as?
it's not part of the scope, but it may develop as a result of the feasibility study.
Okay.
But It is a high school project as designated by the state. As of this evening, that's the scope of the project.
So, if I may interject something here, so if the feasibility study shows that it is of greater advantage to the community to join the two together, that the state would possibly consider it?
That's a possibility. We've been instructed to be very careful on how we
All right, I
express
understand.
what the project is.
It's
No.
not, he's not holding anything back.
No, I'm
It's
not.
just,
I mean, we've been told we have to be very careful how we approach this.
I understand.
There was two submittals submitted by the town. One was for a high school, one was for a middle school. The one that was selected by the state was the high school. That's what the project is at the present time. It's a high school project.
I understand.
There's a lot of hope that it will be a joint project, but.
Right, and the only reason I ask is because, like I said, someone 1,500 miles away happened to pull me aside and say, hey, what's going on, I'm looking for a proposal. I go, okay. I said, well, that's good news.
There was,
I think it's safe to say, Steve, that progress seems to be moving along.
we will have an owner's project manager selected tomorrow evening, or soon thereafter. The 3 interviews are conducted, and then from there, it goes to a joint meeting with the MSBA in their first meeting in January, which we're hoping it's going to be the first Monday in January, but because of the holiday, it may not be until the second Monday, which will be either the 3rd or the 10th of January. So that's the timeline we're on right now. So it's finally picking up some speed.
If I may, the woman that heads the MS.
Catherine
BA,
Craven?
was she just promoted?
She's getting promoted, yeah.
Yeah. I just read that paper this past week, so, I don't recall which day it was, but I think she's being promoted. I don't know if anybody's aware
Yeah,
of that.
Treasurer-elect Grossman is
Right.
promoting her to be a senior deputy, a first deputy treasurer. Much to her credit, she really is terrific. She's done a great job over the last few years.
I mean,
Managing that whole
you know,
program.
We managed to get the bad children money, after the fact. And a lot
Right.
has, you gotta give her credit for some of that along with
Right.
that.
She's-
State reps and
She's
select.
She's very well
Senator.
aware of what the needs are here in this community, too, so.
Secondly, it looks like the renovation of the third meeting house is coming along rather nicely. It's looking
My
very good.
understanding is they're gonna be doing the inside, beginning
This
next week, is it?
Close this week.
Yes.
This
Yes,
week, the senior center, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they're doing the windows now.
Yes, it really is, and they're working weekends too, which is
They
nice to see
were,
the
they were
progress.
working Sunday.
You're right.
Sunday, yes.
I got a report from my wife.
Yeah.
As I ran by.
It's great to see. And again, the project, it really is, it looks good. And third and finally, and certainly most importantly, publicly, I'd like to offer my condolences to Chet Spinney and his family with the passing of Jan, who was a long-term employee here for the town of North Reading and was an anchor in the finance department for a number of years. And she was a great public servant and just retired this past year due to her ill health. And it was sad to hear of her passing. And she was a great employee for a number of years. And my condolences to Chet and his family. That's all, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Prisco.
First, would you please pass along a thank you to Karen Marlin for all the work she did in getting all the nominations for tonight. She did a tremendous amount of work, guys. I've come in and saw her a few times, and she really worked hard at it. It's tough getting all this paperwork together, reaching all the people that don't answer the mail. So please pass along my appreciation. It's the holiday season. That's why I have my tie on tonight. The rest of the Scrooges I'm sitting with need to get in the holiday spirit. But I'm going to ask the public at home to, in the holiday spirit, to really be thinking about, I know how difficult it is for everyone, but it's really tough out there for a lot of people, and the food pantry does continue to need the help more than ever. I want to thank Greg and his staff for the work you guys have done on the cleaning out and giving them more space. It was very nice of you to work that out, and did a great job. So please, if you have an opportunity, to please donate to the food pantry. They really do need it this holiday season especially. There's a lot of families. And also, I know there's a transcript fund, the holiday fund they have, and that's a big help too. So if you can afford to do it, this is a great year to step out and do it. And the last thing I just want to point out, and you guys maybe read about it in the transcript, is the Parks and Rec folks are still going through the process to try to put signs up at the field. They're meeting this evening with the school committee. They met with the athletic subcommittee. They met with Hillview and got approval from them. It's talking about $20,000 of advertising space at the school, and I do support it. You know, they have about $150,000 to $200,000 of renovations and changes they need to make to that field to complete it. And we're not gonna get it, they're not gonna get it coming through this board. We know that. So this is a great opportunity. They wanna try a pilot for 1 year, they raise up to $20,000 with the advertising space they have available. And they're gonna get, right now, we'll find out, I think, probably tomorrow, if the school committee approved it. But I just want, if, yes, they did approve it. Okay, very good. Now we know. I'm not sure if that even has to come by us for a vote, but I just wanted to put it out there for your thoughts.
Hopefully not.
No, no.
Good.
Generally, it's, well, that property's under the,
Hillview.
under the Hillview.
Yep. So, I appreciate all the work they have done over there, and the Hillview Commission and the Park and Recs folks for working that, because that field is beautiful, and I know it does need some changes, especially an entranceway, a safe one, ADA compliant, to get people in and out of there safely. That's all I have. Thank you.
Sean?
The only thing I have this evening, as Mr. O'Leary had said, and just pass along my condolences to the Spinney family. Thank you.
Yes, met with the Historical Commission, and they wanted me to run something by you here.